Hi, thanks for checking out our channel here. This is going to be how to test video, more or less. Troubleshoot video on a these are two sets, or a pair of load cells for a Gallagher Alleyway low bar. These are older style. These are the original style of cells they used to make back in the early 2000s, maybe 2005, 6 or so. Maybe it was the last year that they made them. There's a weird issue the customers is seeing with these things, and I'll read the note here in a second. I need to go grab their indicator. I got both sets of cells and cables, as well as their scale, so that way we could really dig deep and see what is causing this issue. Hopefully we can get that figured out. And then if we're having an issue with the scale, it's an old scale they don't make any parts for anymore, we can try it on our scale here, which is it's a discontinued model as well, but all the parts still made for it. But it's just an updated version of what he's got. So let me go grab his indicator. Alright, so he's got a Smart Scale 200. Older scale. When's the scale built? This is manufacture date 2003. See 03 on the serial number right there, 0346. It's a late 2003 model, 46th week. So he probably bought it in 04, I would guess. So it's, 19-year-old indicator. I got he sent the battery charger along as well. They got that hooked in there. I don't know if the battery's any good or not, but I'm just going to run it on there just in case. Let me grab the note here. Alright, it's kind of a little bit of story here. One load bar has been suspect for a while, and he's got it marked right there. So this is the set of cells out of that one load bar, this set right here. Currently, when one load bar is plugged in, it weighs correctly, but when both load bars are plugged into the control, it won't weigh. He marked the one load bar that has always been giving me trouble with a tag. It checks fine on the plus or minus test, but doesn't stay good when using the scale. Acts like a poor connection somewhere. And he says he sent me an email about it here a while back. He's talking about a plus and minus test. It's kind of a crude way of testing. It's something that I do. It's not a finite test. That is a surefire way to tell, yeah, it's good, yeah, it's bad. Unless it's actually bad, then you'll know from experience. You'll know that, yeah, that's not a good reading. But you take this on this load cell. Underneath this pad here is where all the transducers and sensors and things are for the signal. It comes out of the cell, goes up to the cable, goes up to the indicator, and that indicator takes those numbers that it signal us reading, or getting from the cells, and turns it into a weight display. And so when you put pressure on, like say up here, you get a positive whatever reading. Put pressure down here along there, you get a negative reading. This is how, this because it's being flexed, that sort of thing. So it sounds like like see, it's been worked on before, because this is not the factory. Someone's put hot glue right there, or silicone, but there's epoxy right here. The factory epoxy would have been like a dark blue or black. This is a yellow epoxy, so this has been worked on before. So what we need to do first is we'll go ahead and do that pressure test like he was talking about. This might be like a 2 or 3 part video. I don't know yet. I don't know what we're going to get into. So as I'm pulling this cable up, trying to get to the connector, I'm rubbing my hand across the cable as I'm pulling it up, just to see if I feel a soft spot, bent spot, broken spot, and nothing feels bad. But we'll go ahead and we'll hook up the scale. It doesn't matter if it's the left side or right side of the indicator here. We'll plug this in, and we're going to turn the scale on to M for manual. Alright, so we're already getting a reading when we shouldn't. So I don't know if that's a connector issue. Let me wiggle this cable around. Nope. Shouldn't be doing that. See, it's climbing and yeah. Well, shouldn't be doing that. We got load cells that are floating, I call that. I don't know what other brands call that, but it shouldn't be bouncing around like that. Just seeing if the wiggle the cable around. Now it's not doing it. I want to just go and do that pressure test like he was talking about. Put the edge of the load cell on there. We get a plus number. Put it at the edge there. Or the other way. It should go negative. And it's not. Oh, there it goes. But not doing it very well. It's not going very high. See, I put a lot of pressure on there. On this side. And it goes. It's not going very high. So I think we got a bad load cell there. We're going to cut this out and we'll recheck. See, it's still floating. Zeroed out. He said he sent these to Gallagher, I think is what it was, and they couldn't find nothing wrong with them. Oh, it works fine. Well, see, that's not doing too bad. It's not going very high. There it goes. It's not falling back down to zero. He probably just needs a new set of cells. And he was right about these being suspect for sure. Yeah, see, it's not even. Alright, went back to zero. Now it's floating around again. Okay, well, let's get this. Let me see how many of these epoxy boxes I've got, because if I don't have very many of these left, we're going to have to cut and splice back into this and reuse this little thing here. I got one left here. I got more in order, but they're not here yet. So we'll at least cut this out. The other one, we'll check it out here in a minute. But let's continue on our test here. Cut these cells a little long, the wires a little long, so I have something to work with here, as well as where's the oh, it was over here. Oh. Cut this along back here. Save that. Normally wouldn't, but I might be needing that for something else. Alright. I'm just gonna let the cable lay down there for a second. Let's cut these the outer shielding out. Gotta be a little careful because there's little wires inside here. I can't find my wire strippers. I don't know where they're at. Well, that one stripped back on when I didn't want it to. Same thing with this one. And then we'll alright, get my meter out. And we'll do some different tests on them. Ohm it out here. Alright, we're just going to do different color combinations and just from experience I know what they're supposed to read. That one reads pretty good. 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 These ones always forget. I think if they match, that's what we're looking for. Yep. And then we go to these two wires here. So, in theory, that one's okay. Its numbers that we're getting are good. That one's a little low. Hate that, because in theory, test wise with the meter, we're fine. Okay, maybe that's why Gallagher couldn't find anything wrong with them. If these are the ones, I have a set somewhere that someone, or maybe I've already worked on them. But anyways, there's a set coming here, or we've already done them. That when I talked to the guy on the phone, that Gallagher themselves worked on the cells, we looked at them or whatever, said, oh, again, nothing wrong with them, they test fine. So now what I'm going to do is, I got the yellow cable here. I'm going to strip off and then we're going to grab the connector here. Come on. And then I'm going to get a piece of wire, and I'm going to put it, do one pin at a time. There's 7 pins on here on this connector. Only 4 are being used for the wire, and 2 of them are being used for a resistor. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to do good old-fashioned continuity test. We're going to go between each, the corresponding pins and each wire, and we'll know, and I know just by which ones, from working on them over the years, I know which ones should be in which contact, on which hole. So far, so good. Come on. Uh-oh. Is that one that we're reading? Oh, I'm in the wrong hole. I always test them all. Alright, let me get the other piece of wire here. Then we're going to test the resistor. That's in these 2 pins. And they use that resistor as a signal to tell the indicator what model of bar am I talking to. Should be 10K. Yep, 9.95. Okay, so cable's good. God, I hate to do this. We are probably better off, since someone's tried silicone on the cells here. Look, November of 03 when these load cells were made. So we're going almost 20 years. with these cells. Probably be best to replace both of them, since we don't. Something is suspect because it's climbing and falling and won't zero out, so something's wrong with those cells, or one of them. I don't know which one it is, because doing the meter test on those, one of them read a little low, a little off, like, but well within specs. So I don't know, maybe that's just the one that was bad, but the other one, I don't know. You hate second guessing yourself, but to be on the safe side, it's going to be better probably just replace both these cells, reuse their cable, and go on, go about your day. Alright, so now let's take their other set of cells and see what it does. Put this off to the side. Let's get this tangled mess. They sent these cables in a box all tangled up. So now I gotta, there we go. It's plugged into the same hole. Wow, same turn the M for manual. Uh-oh. Let's see how this reads. Okay, it's not too bad. Let's try this one again. I'm putting way more than 15-20 pounds, but you really gotta push on to get them to make any kind of real movement. I bet these cells are fine. They're not floating. They're not doing anything wrong. So, only thing I don't like about them is that one there starting to corrode. It's not terrible. I mean, we can put some coating on there to help keep it from getting worse. But I think our biggest issue is that set and the set that's over there. I think we need to put those in a new set of cells and be done with it. Because I think one or both those are suspect. Like he run a little note suspect on there, so I think that's what we're gonna do. So, and I don't see that wire loom on these. And these cells stink. Whew. Everything seems to be fine with this set. That wasn't climbing, wasn't floating around, was zeroing back out on its own. I never once had to push the blue zero out button. So I think he's just got. There's one other test we could do. I did it with the other one. I didn't do it with this one. I'll get back in real quick. We don't have to tighten it up too far. We'll take the cable, zero out, we'll pull on it, wiggle up and down, side to side, and numbers aren't falling, numbers aren't doing nothing, so I don't think there's a connector issue there, because if there is, it would have jumped all over the place or fell off. It went to dashes, it would have done something. Okay. Alright, well, I will check this scale out some more on this one. I might recommend putting a new battery in, just because it's, I'll ask him if he's ever changed the battery in it. If he has, then we'll probably leave it be, because if he's changed it in the last 20 years at least once, the batteries usually go about 8 to 12 years before you really need to replace them, depending on usage. Well, the thing we could do is just unplug it here. Should shut off here in a second. Come on. What's it doing? Not sure what's doing that. That's weird. Because there must have been some residual power coming through there. Probably just leave this thing turned on and set it off to the side and see if that battery will stay up like that. If it, after an hour or two, if it's down, starting to fall after an hour or two of just sitting, then we probably have a battery that's not holding charge. Alright, so we're just going to close it up with it turned on. I'll set it off to the side. And I'll call the customer and chat with them about this. But I think we can get them squared away and done before too long. But I appreciate you guys watching our video. This is only going to be a one-parter because we didn't really do too much more testing with it, and I got to do some more repairs, get the new load cells installed on the cable and re-epoxy everything, and then we'll call it done. But hope you like this kind of stuff. If you do, hit that thumbs up button. Tell your friends and family about us. We work on mostly Gallagher and Tru-Test load cells, but we can do some Gallagher indicator stuff as well. We get some Digistar stuff in on occasion, some other brands, but Gallagher and Tru-Test are our main ones that we see come in for repair. But that's our information. We're also working electric fence boxes. That's what we're mostly known for, but we do some Gallagher and Tru-Test scales. All right, until next time, see you guys later on.